How would you imprison a two-dimensional creature?
Draw a line.
What kind of line?
A square.
A square. Just draw a square. That's its prison cell.
Yeah.
But we say, wait, just step up out of it and then you escape.
Good to go.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fully locked in. How do we put us in a cell? We have 6 walls.
Right.
A ceiling, floor, 4 walls around us. We think we are completely contained within it. A higher dimensional creature says, just step out and then step back in and you're outside the cell. You said, I don't know what you're talking about. Wait a minute. I said a 4-dimensional creature. If we had access to the 4th dimension, which for us is what?
Time.
Time. But wait, we're prisoners of time. Suppose you could move through time the way we move through space. Could you then escape the prison?
Yeah, just move to a time when I'm not in prison.
Exactly. Just say, let me get out of these 6 walls here. You just go back to a time before you got put into prison, or go to the future where you were let go from the prison.
Right.
Each of those counts as escaping the prison without ever breaking down the wall.
So you're saying Antarctica wasn't always frozen?
There's a massive hole in Antarctica. You can see it on Google Earth and about 30 meters wide. But here's the weird part. Around that hole, there are bases, research stations. And each base, it's named after a different country. Every major nation has a presence there. They're all studying whatever's in that hole. But that's not even the craziest part. About, I'd say, 15 to 30 miles behind that hole, there's a gigantic pyramid. I'm talking massive. Way bigger than the ones in Egypt. You can see its complete apex. It's been featured on the History Channel, Ancient Aliens. It's not a secret. It's just there. Now, how did a pyramid get in Antarctica? No sand, no tools, just ice. Well, Antarctica wasn't always frozen. That continent, it shifted. The Earth's crust slipped, moved the landmass all the way to the South Pole during a pole shift. Rapid, violent. And here's the scientific proof. As the ice melts thanks to global warming, they're finding animals buried in the ice, perfectly preserved. And when they dissect them, undigested food, still in their stomachs. You know what that means?
They froze instantly?
Exactly. Flash frozen. Something catastrophic happened. Fast. And nobody's talking about it.
Are we alone in the universe? I mean, probably not. You'd guess there are 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe, right? So you would expect not. There are people who really believe that there are UFOs visiting the Earth. And I always say that it's, I haven't seen any evidence of that I think is strong evidence. It's a huge claim that there are other civilizations out there that are visiting us. But I wouldn't be surprised, in a sense, in a strict sense, if a big UFO came now, we walk outside and over Westminster, there's a spaceship hovering. I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised, because I know that there are trillions of planets in the Milky Way galaxy alone and hundreds of billions of stars, and there's been a lot of time. And one of the great mysteries actually in physics is why we don't seem to see much out there, anything. We haven't, there's strong evidence of nothing out there at all at the moment. We have no strong evidence of any life beyond Earth.
Want to know something interesting? When you're at the beach, we say, oh, the tide's coming in, tide's going out. That's not what's happening. The tide is just always there in space. You're on the solid Earth and you're rotating through the high and low tides.
So if I picked a spot in the ocean, the tide is always that level?
No, not a spot in the ocean. You pick a spot in line between Earth and the moon. Pick that spot. That'll always be water at a certain height. The solid Earth is rotating in that. When we're in it, we say it's tide coming in and out, but it's Earth rotating into a high tide bulge and out of a high tide bulge.
galaxy? Yes or no? What do you think?
I think there is, but probably simple life. And I think there's a good chance we may find it on Mars within the next decade or so.
Really?
All the signs now are suggesting there's water below the surface of Mars. So the Curiosity rover has been finding the geology should be right. So the next missions that will go there have a good chance of
Simple
finding
life meaning...
single-celled microbes.
Yeah, not what we've always been hoping for. I don't know why. They always say when we find life, it'll be much simpler than us. But our fantasies have all been life that's, oh, you pitiful earthlings, our robots can destroy you. You know, they're always billions of years ahead of us, and they have weird heads. And But no, you say it's going to be simple.
We've not seen any evidence of any alien civilizations anywhere in the galaxy. And we've looked, we've put aside the stories about...
Do you think that we might just be a simulation of something else?
I wish I had a good argument against that, and I do not. Just start with a real universe, and then you get bored, and then you say, I'm going to program. You have computing power. You program a universe in your computer, and give the life forms in there the belief that they have free will. Then those life forms create a universe within their computer, allowing their life forms to think they have free will. And it's computers all the way down. Now you close your eyes and throw a dart. Which of all of these universes are you most likely to hit? Because only one of them is real, and all the rest are simulations. Just the statistics of that tell us we are probably in a simulation.
In 3, 2, 1. All right.
A lot of people want to know what happens after they die. Evidence shows you have no existence after you die. You can believe what you want in a country where we have protection of religious expression, but if you want to ask science what science says about it, you go into a state of non-existence. You can say, well, why is that? What's that like? I'll tell you exactly what it's like. It's what it was like before you were born. You're not asking yourself, what was it like before I was born? I had to have some existence. You didn't. So I'm not given reason to think that your state of non-existence in death differs in any fundamental way from your state of non-existence before you're born, giving that much more meaning to what it is you can and should do while you're alive in this world.
And afterlife for you? No, that concept?
I'm not convinced. And because I'm not convinced, I'm doing as much as I can in my own life. No teacher at any time in my life would have ever said, see that guy Tyson? Watch him, he'll go far. None of them. It's not like I was a late bloomer. I've known I was interested in the universe since I was 9. And at age 11, you asked me what I want to be when I grow up, that annoying question adults always ask kids. I said, I want to be an astrophysicist. And I was in the astronomy club. And I walked dogs and used that money to buy my first telescope at age 14. And I had cameras. I had a dark room. That's why I produced all my photography. All of this was going on, and it doesn't show up on a grade in my school. And so the teacher doesn't see that. They don't know it. They don't even care. They just care what grades you got. All I'm saying is a person is so much more than the numerics of their GPA, that if you only focus on a GPA, you will lose people. There'll be people who will go unrecognized, unsupported, unidentified in the school system.
How fast does a 5-ton steel coil need to go to break through 10 buses?